What is up, guys? Flossy Missiles here. In today's video, I'm going to be making a workbench, and what I'm going to be making it with is the scrap metal in my yard. This was a bumper off of my old ramp truck, if you guys remember that. Well, when it was an RV, it had this bumper on it, I took it off. And this is a platform, the top of a table saw that my buddy Eric gave me. So with this scrap metal, I'm going to make the top of the welding bench, or whatever, workbench, whatever I'm calling it. And then the legs I'll worry about later. I gotta go find some more scrap metal in my yard. I know I have some left over from the ramp I built when I jumped the Miata. But anyways, this is like super gnarly, thick metal that it's already got holes in it, so it's kind of nice in that way. But it's basically gonna be 2 feet across and about 6 feet long. So I'm gonna have to cut that one off, and I'm gonna trim all that stuff off of it. And by the time I weld this piece on as well, like I said, it'll be 6 foot. So it'll fit in this corner perfect, and this will be my little welding corner because my 240 plug is right there and my dedicated 120 line for the MIG welder is right there as well. So anyways, hopefully I can make this whole thing for free. I even found some casters, which is pretty cool. These are metal casters, and so I don't know if these will be strong enough or not. They're kind of dirty, but this is all my scrap metal. I usually save pieces that I think that could be used for something else later on. And it's always nice to have a little scrap pile like this because you always find stuff that you can use. But let's get started by cutting the legs off that, cutting that in half, and trimming the pieces off that as well. So it's taken about an hour and a half to get to this point, but basically the whole top of the table has been cut. Minus that piece, I still have to cut this piece up a little bit. But man, let me tell you, this metal is so thick that it's so hard to cut through. It just takes so long. There was a trailer hitch right there, and it was like welded on both sides, or was welded on the other side, and it was sticking out though, so it was this guy right here. So this was a pain in the butt to cut off, if you could see. Oh my gosh, this took forever. Yeah, that thing, and it was just, all the stuff was what got cut off over here. And yeah, like I said, it took an hour and a half. So I'm gonna have to pick this up tomorrow, and we'll go ahead and cut that piece, and hopefully we can start getting some stuff welded. I weld prepped those 2 pieces, but I haven't weld prepped these ones yet. Also, I noticed whoever cut those ones, because these ones were already, these ones. Also, I noticed whoever cut these ones, they weren't exactly spot on, because that one on the end's like a 1/2 inch longer. But it's not gonna be perfect. It's just gonna be a cheap, free welding table. So yeah, I'm stoked. Alright guys, it's the next day now, and what we're looking at is all the pieces prepped and ready to go. This one's still gonna get trimmed at the end, but I just want to weld everything together to make sure I have the right measurements to cut that. Ignore the square and the level. I was just trying to get everything straight. Welded it with my MIG welder. I got 035 wire on it, so yeah, I'm pretty excited about this scrap metal welding table. So I just did a ton of welding, and I kind of got it strong enough, I think. I mean, it's super duper strong. Unfortunately, these were 2 of the bent pieces that used to be a bumper, and so they're a little bit off, but not too big of a deal. I found these casters to use. They're from an old engine stand that I had out in the dirt. I was going to use these ones right here before, but they're just too small, so I think I'm going to go ahead and use these ones off the engine stand. I'm going to go ahead and cut some legs out of the old ramp I used when I jumped the Miata. There's parts of it right there. This is 1.5 inch square. And so I'm going to go ahead and cut some legs out right now. And basically, just going to make a big rectangle. And should be good. Weld her into place. So the ground I'm welding on is not exactly level, and here's my plan. I got these things right here that were scrap metal. I'm just gonna tack around that and then tack around that one that's already on that piece of metal. And then if I need to, I can slide them up and down to adjust it. And these two legs in the back, I'm just gonna weld directly on. So at least I'll have one form of adjustment for that way, if you know what I'm saying. But yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and weld these on. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and tack the wheels into place and see if they need any adjustment. This one looks lower at this angle. It might be lower, I don't know. We'll figure that out in a second. But I'm gonna get some tacks on there and then we'll flip the table over. Battery died on the last flip, but basically I just welded on the wheels. They're tacked on, but still pretty strong. Here's the table. It actually looks pretty small on film or on video, but it's a big son of a gun. You could put a full-size CT70 up here. So now I'm gonna do some supports going this way, just to strengthen the whole thing up. I was thinking of doing them like kind of right here-ish, so I can put my foot against it while I'm working on it and grind on some stuff. I don't know. But yeah, do supports front and back and weld those up and see how sturdy it is. This thing's so heavy. Me and Allie flipped it over and we could barely do it. It was just super duper heavy. Table is super sturdy now. I got everything kind of tuned up the way I want it, and I'm actually using it as a welding table now to fill in these holes. So there's this giant hole here because this used to be a table saw. So this is some 11 gauge. I traced out where that plate used to sit. So I'm gonna fill in that hole. There's a hole right there. Where my helmet is in there. That's a little square right there. Fill in those two holes. The rest of the holes like these, I could use them for stuff, making jigs or whatever. I don't know. But yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and cut those pieces out right now and weld them in. And I think I'm gonna put like a shelf right here. I made it big enough to where I could fit my saws on there because I have that cold cut saw, that abrasive saw, and that chop saw. So maybe I could put them all in there. I don't know. We'll see what happens. Here are the two plugs in place. Got this guy right here and that guy right there. So I'm gonna go ahead and weld these up. Both holes are plugged and welded up. I'm gonna go ahead and grind these down and see what they look like. It is the following day now, and check this out. I found this really cool piece of metal on the ground. It's all like beat up on the bottom. You can see cars been running over it. But I was driving home from my dad's house, and this was laying in the middle of the street, and I was like, that'd be perfect for down there for me to put my saws on. And I was gonna make something down there before, just some random other scrap metal, but I found this perfect piece. So I'm stoked on that. I'm also gonna go ahead and do this for my dad really quick. It's this is the head of a sledgehammer, and he broke the wooden part, obviously the handle. But I had this whole jack handle that I bent the end down like that, and I'm gonna press this into here because I got it fitting super nice, and then weld that all up for him. But first, got to cut this down to size and get it welded up. But after that, the table will be done. Got my vise mounted to it. It's so nice, man. I love having a welding table. And I just rolled it out of here, out of the way. And man, it's cool, super cool. Solid. Check that out, the ending, perfectly pressed in. It's actually super solid like this without me even welding it, but I'm gonna go ahead and throw a bead on it anyways. And with that bottom shelf welded in, we are 100% done with this project. So you can see it holds two of my, that's my abrasive saw, that's my cold cut saw. Holds them perfectly, it's a perfect size. The backs fits perfect. So super stoked on the way that turned out. I got room for some other stuff right here. And check out the hammer I did for my dad. Put a fat bead on top of that thing. Come on, camera, focus. I don't know if it's gonna focus or not, but this thing's super solid now. Put a bead on the bottom of it. It's not going anywhere, but yeah, stoked on this welding table. I built it, you know, just all out of scrap. And it's gonna work out great. But anyways, if you liked this week's video, go ahead and give it a thumbs up and subscribe to see more car/tool content. Thank you so much for watching.